Hey, welcome back to Diode Press. I'm Graham. So I'm working on a small engraving that I'm going to be printing in an upcoming video, and I'll be printing it on my small letterpress machine. So I spent a lot of time and effort getting the letterpress machine back in working order, but it spends a lot of time kind of sitting in the studio corner while I'm working on other projects. So I wanted to do something to help protect the rollers that go in the machine. The rollers weren't cheap, and I don't want them to get damaged or dented sitting around and something leaning on them. So in this video, I'm going to be making a small storage box that'll hold the two rollers. But you could really tweak the design of this box to hold whatever you need really easily. So with that being said, let's jump right into the build. Here's a model of the box I'm going to be making. So a full 3D model is definitely not required for making this sort of thing, but I really enjoy doing it, so I figured why not. Pieces for this box are going to be laser cut out of 1/8" thick silver birch plywood. Most laser cutters need a vector drawing, so you can draw up your design in Adobe Illustrator or a free program like Inkscape. The colors of the line work dictate what the laser is going to do, so you'll need to work with your software or whoever's doing the laser cutting to help figure out the colors needed. In my case, the line work is blue for cutting, and the black line work will be etched. So the next step was to send it off to get cut. When the parts get back from laser cutting, they have a yellow discoloration where the laser cuts through, and I really hate the look of it. So I'm going to be using some sandpaper and sand off a thin layer to remove this. And now you can see how nice and clean the piece looks. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for all the other pieces. Before I can glue the box together and mount the hinges, I want to give the glue a little surface to help hold the hinges in. Now normally I'd use screws for the hinges, but since the wood is so thin, I'm going to just glue them in. Now we can go ahead and start gluing up the panels. I'm starting with the bottom piece of the box first. After I put the panels together, I use a damp paper towel and wipe up the excess. To make sure I put glue on only the right parts, I mark them first with a pencil mark. Now I move on to the lid panels, and they go together just like the bottom. To help make the pieces align nicely, and also to make as much gluing surface as possible, I designed the pieces to all interlock together, rather than trying to butt the edges together. This helps make the angles perfect, and it just makes the whole process much easier. The last step we need to do is glue in the hinges. I used a strip of blue tape here to hold the pieces into alignment. I'm using quick setting epoxy to hold them down. I like this type because it mixes in 2 parts in the applicator, so you don't have to worry about getting the ratios just right, but really any epoxy would have worked. I put a thin layer under the hinges and then position them. Then I put another layer of epoxy on top to hold it all down. So this is a really light duty application and it won't get a ton of opening and closing. So we'll see how they hold up over time, and if it fails I can look at adding some screws or small bolts to hold the hinges in. And that wraps up this little project. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think it'll help keep the rollers from getting dented and beat up when they're on the machine when I'm not using it. And to help keep the box closed, I designed a small hook that I can wrap a small rubber band around to keep it locked down and secure. And here on the inside you can see how the rollers fit and are locked in place around the shafts. So that's it, thanks for following along. So let me know down in the comments if you have any questions about how to make your own box. I'd be happy to help with whatever I can. So I really appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe if you haven't. I have a lot of fun projects coming up, so I'll see you next time. Thanks!